So I did want to watch one thing because people asked me about watching Australia-focused videos and talking about Australia. This channel keeps getting recommended to me. I don't know why I haven't subbed yet, but this channel keeps getting recommended to me. So I guess let's talk about the 10 secret rules tourists keep breaking in Australia. I watched like the first one. I've not looked at the rest of them, so I don't know exactly what he's gonna say. But let's find out. Let's see if he's making a good point. Will there be golden gay times? Okay, let me just show... Okay, just for anyone who's curious, let me show you a golden gay time. Now, this is not going to get me banned from Twitch because it's not that kind of golden gay time. That's for the after... That's for the after party. This is a golden gay time. Yes, this is a real food. This is not a joke. This is actually what it is called. Looks tasty. It is tasty. Okay, there you go. While you at it, look at image of knobbly bobble. What? I don't know that one. What the fuck is a knobbly bobbly? Knobbly bobbly. This? It's basically the same idea. We have those in the US, we just changed the name. Probably because Golden Gay Time is not exactly a great name for the US. So, here's a fun one. So they recently, or it's not recently, in like the past couple of years, renamed the entire name of the company to Cheer. What's wrong? Look it up. You'll find out. The main one we have is strawberry instead of chocolate. I see.
If you're visiting Australia or even thinking about moving here, there are unspoken rules that no one will hand you at the airport. These aren't laws or anything, but they are the secrets that the locals live by. And if you go against them, you will stick out like a sore thumb. And honestly, I see tourists break these things every single week. So here are 10 secret rules that tourists keep breaking in Australia.
Let's learn about the rules.
Do to avoid them. Hey mate, welcome back. I'm Sam, a British expat
What does it mean in Aussie land? It doesn't mean anything in Aussie land. It does mean something in the US.
Documenting my journey of leaving the UK and starting afresh and creating a better life here in Australia. So number one is don't walk on the right side of the pavement. No one's gonna tell you off for walking on the right side.
Yeah, these fucking people that do it, I want to bash their heads in. It means raccoon in the US. You need to be, you need to do a bit of a Google search.
Side of the path. It's just very annoying, especially if you're in a high traffic park.
So the reason why people don't like you walking on the right side of a path is we drive on the left side. So it's sort of expected that you walk on the left side as well. If you're walking on the right side, people aren't gonna care. But like Japan, I didn't know Japan walked on the left hand. I drove on the left hand side as well. Yeah, but we drive on the left hand side of the road. So it happened, like the same thing happens in supermarkets. So you'll see like the main group of people, left hand side people are walking for like one direction, right hand side they're walking the other direction. People will like mix and match, but like most people are in these like fairly consistent streams, and it just makes things more convenient if everyone just follows the flow of traffic.
Everyone's walking around the loop of the park on the left Yeah, great. And suddenly you see someone coming towards you on the exact same side of the path when they should be on the other side because you walk on the left. Now, when you're in the cities, this kind of...
Now, when you're alone, a lot of people walk in the middle. And when you like walk up to someone, you do like this weird game of like, do I go to the left side? Do I go to the right side? You like get bounced back and forth. But besides that, yeah, it's like the left and right walking thing is pretty consistent.
Gets thrown out the window more because, you know, everyone's in a rush. But especially in suburban culture in Australia, keep to the left.
That's a safety thing too. You should walk on the side that gives cars the longest time to see you before reaching you. I have never thought of it like that. But I guess that makes sense as well. Cars drive on the left-hand side of the road and drivers see on the right side. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, if I was to drive in the US, I wouldn't drive in the US. My brain would actually just fucking explode.
Trust me, you don't want to be winding anyone up. Number 2 is don't touch the animals.
I wouldn't say that... Okay, this is kind of a mixed thing. There's 2 reasons here. You'll die. Yeah, actually, there's 1 reason. You'll die. We actually did have a recent case of an influencer who people wanted to, like, have banned from the country. Is this the video?
A couple traveling around Australia
Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it.
have pulled down a controversial guide on how to coax koalas down from trees and take selfies with them. Their decision to delete the video came after the nation's largest rescue group called it abhorrent and warned that anybody who copied their behaviour would risk severe injury. The New South Wales-based travellers advertised their DIY 6-step video as a foolproof...
Actually, maybe this is someone else. Wait, this might be a different person doing the same thing.
...process to avoid expensive wildlife parks. The video shows the man using his secret trick to coax the koala down before warning viewers to stand by in case of attack, and then shows the woman gaining close contact and petting the animal. Yahoo News has opted not to describe the method used in the video as it can induce stress in koalas.
Yeah, that's a whole different situation than I thought it was. Oh, sorry, no, it was a wombat, the one I was thinking of. Yeah. So this US influencer, or we'll call them a nuisance streamer. This US nuisance streamer, yeah, this one. They grabbed a wombat and like, yeah. I think they stole it from like the mother or something.
Look at the mother.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's chasing after her.
I got a baby wombat.
Okay, Mama's right there, and she is pissed.
Yeah.
Let's let him go.
No, he's right.
All right, let's let him go.
Oh, and she's with an Australian as well. Yeah, the guy's Australian. This guy's a piece of shit. She's a dumb US nuisance streamer, but this Australian dude should know fucking better.
Come here, Mama. Come here.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to be, if you want to have the entire country, want to bring back the death penalty, that's a good way to do it. Because people wanted her, like, thrown in jail, wanted her banned from the country. Do not do that.
I'm sure you've heard about what's happened with a particular person.
Oh, it's literally the video I was just talking about.
From a different country who came to Australia and picked up a wombat. Australia takes their wildlife
Should have gone 3 seconds ahead in the video.
very serious.
Did you hear about the nuisance streamer, Vitaly, who ran amok in the Philippines and is now facing years in Slammer? Yeah. So Vitaly, he stole a police officer's gun, stole a police officer's hat, threatened to rob a grandma. A bunch of other things. Potentially, he could get, like, this could be like 20 plus years in prison if they want to like throw the book at him. Actually, on that note, what has like the local coverage been like about that? Because I know like with like in South Korea with Johnny Somali, like they were like roasting him hard on local TV. But I don't what is the coverage like for this situation in over that way? Yeah, Johnny Somali's the guy in South Korea. Yeah. But yeah, like, stop going to other countries and, like, breaking their laws. Or, like, stop going to other countries and being a nuisance. Unfortunately, don't watch local channels because they're cringe. Fair enough.
Here, as they should, because it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and they don't want anything to taint it. Look, if you've paid for the VIP experience at Australia Zoo with an expert zoologist next to you handing you the koala, then it's fine. But if you're out in the wild, don't do it. Not only is it particularly distressing for the animal to be picked up by some random human, you could be picking up something that could kill you, that's highly venomous.
Koalas have chlamydia. Like, all of them. Yeah. Echidnas are poisonous. Echidnas? Wait, hold up. Are echidnas poisonous? I think they're poisonous. What do I, actually, wait, are they poisonous or am I thinking of something else? No, what am I thinking of? No, echidnas are just spiky. What am I thinking of that's... No, platypus. Platypus are poisonous. Yeah. I think it's the male... I don't think that... Yeah, male platypus, they have, like, poison in their claws.
That has very sharp teeth. And with their fight or flight, instead of them going for...
You won't get the STD from koalas. No, you'll be fine. I just like to bring up they have... I like to bring up they have chlamydia, because it's funny.
Flight, they actually go for fight. So be very careful. Don't touch the animals. Don't get kicked out. Also, if you're enjoying this, would you mind just hitting that like button for me? It really helps to support the video. Thank you.
Sure,
Number 3 is don't be offended if Aussies swear.
Yeah, that's fucking right, cunt. That's fucking right. Yeah, if you're offended by swearing, do not come to Australia. Actually, maybe you'll be fine if you're in, like, Melbourne or Sydney and you only stay in the city centre. But if you go anywhere with real people and not city people, yeah. Or if you go to the city on the weekend and you go, like, if you go to the clubs or go to a pub, you're gonna fucking meet normal people.
Conversation. Now, we Brits, we swear quite a bit as well, but Aussies, they love a good swear word, especially. Can't say it on this content because I try and make this content family friendly, so I'm not going to go into the words, right? But they like a particular word that if I said in front of my mother, I would be in a lot of trouble. That's all I'll say. Now, this one might sound silly to some people, but to other people, it's important to remember this because some people come from, you know...
Yeah. It's always funny, like, how offended some Americans get over cunt. Like, it's like, oh my God. Like, you see some Americans think that it's like you like saying the N-word. Like, that's how much they react to it, and it's fucking hilarious. It is the funniest shit you'll ever see.
I want to say sheltered lives, but family upbringings where swearing just wasn't ever heard of. So if you're in a conversation with an Aussie and they swear, don't take it as, you know, offensive. Don't take it as them trying to intimidate.
If they're swearing around you, it probably means that they trust that you're a functional human being. They trust you're not going to be weird. If you have an Aussie around you that's just being very, very not sweary, they probably don't like you. To be honest, not everyone. There are some people who don't. Like, maybe they have a like very corporate job, and you know that it's like ingrained in them to like be in corporate culture. But if you are around like a tradie, if you're around an electrician and they're not swearing at you, they don't like you.
Often it's their way of showing affection, and they mean it in an endearing way. Just like British humour, Aussie humour is blunt.
British humour. Let's not use the word British and humour in the same sentence, please.
it's a bit dry. It's part of the rhythm here, but just don't make fun of it at the same time, because Aussies, they don't like you to take the mick out of them. They don't want to be mimicked. It's not funny. They've heard talk.
Nah, that's fine. I don't agree with that. If you wanna make fun of my accent, if you wanna say, oh, water, nah, it's great, perfectly fine. If you want to put on like a fake accent, like, oh, brother, you fucking dumb dog, yeah, no, it's fine. Now, if you want to annoy an Aussie, start saying shrimp on the barbie. Do that. If you want to like pretend like you're Australian, that's fine. But you gotta go all the way with it.
Tourists do a terrible Aussie accent and say shrimp on the barbie millions of times, even though they're not called shrimps here, they're called prawns. So that's another thing to avoid as well. Number 4 is don't over apologize.
Technically, a shrimp and a prawn are actually different animals. We just don't care. We just call them all prawns.
Or over explain yourself. Aussies are really laid back, and I don't mean that in the way.
This is one of the reasons I find internet conversations to be very insufferable. There are these people that want to, how do I say? They want to clarify every little thing they say. Like, they don't want to make sure they cover every base. So it's like, oh, well, blah, 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 this and blah, blah. So, like, just on the off chance that some comment on some random dumb thing might possibly offend you. It's like, like, every time I have to deal with people like this, I have to go outside for a couple of minutes. I just can't deal with them.
Explain yourself. Aussies are really laid back, and I don't mean that in the way that they're like lazy. No, they're super productive, incredible people, but they're very chilled out, and they respect calm confidence. As a Brit, we are very used to, I'm doing it right now, get very sort of clenched up in the muscles, get very tight in the jaw, be like, oh, sorry, so the reason why I did this, and this is why I did this, and over explaining yourself, justifying everything, especially because in the UK, there's a lot.
Like, when my boss comes up to me, he's like, hey, can you go do this? I'm like, okay. That's cool. I'll do that. Like, that's the extent of the conversation. I'm not gonna, like, try to ask any additional bullshit. Like, no, okay, that's fine. Yeah, text does make it easy to misunderstand. And when there is not this... Like, when you're dealing with people and you know which country they're from, there's an established cultural connection there, right? But if it's someone... If you're just speaking English, it could be anyone in the world, right? You could be talking to an Aussie, you could be talking to someone from China, you could be talking to an American, you could be talking to someone from Poland, and all of these people are going to have different ways of approaching conversations. So it's text and also cultural communication differences.
A lot of crabs in a bucket mentality of you do something different, especially because in the UK there's a lot of crabs in a bucket mentality of you do something different, someone tries to pull you down, so you feel the need to justify.
There is a bit of that in Australia as well. There is definitely it's not as much as from what I hear in the UK, but there is a bit of, hey, why are you making your own business? Hey, why are you doing that? Now, these are people you shouldn't be around because they're negative influences. You should be around people who, if you want to start up, I don't know, a car detailing business, they're going to support you with that. But you will still find people who think you should just go get like a regular job. And this is something like I've had to deal with as well. Like, and it's a bit different when it's from your parents. Your parents are sort of just worried about the direction you're going. But I don't know, there is certainly some of that where it's like, hey, why are you not at the corporate job sort of thing.
Justify yourself all the time, which is actually really sad. And you feel the need to over apologize because we believe in over politeness in the UK, but it's a little bit more laid back here. If your intentions are malicious, then an Aussie is going to know that regardless of what you say. So they will take you as you come and they don't expect you to be anything other than...
If you over apologize here, people will probably take you less seriously. Like, if one apology is not enough, then you don't want an apology. You want someone to, I guess, conform, right? You want someone to act exactly like you act. like you want them to act. You don't want an apology from them.
Yourself, which is really lovely. Just a quick one. I was looking at my analytics yesterday and I noticed that over 98% of you who regularly watch my videos aren't yet
that's
subscribed.
rough.
So if you're finding this video valuable and you did want to support the channel, consider hitting that subscribe
Yeah, he
button.
like frequently gets over 100k views and he has 6k subs. How the fuck that? I don't understand how channels like this happen.
To help me keep making videos about Australia. Cheers. Number 5 is don't assume yeah nah means yes. When an Aussie says yeah nah, it means no. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, full stop. But if we go into this deeper, we realise that Aussie slang is very subtle, it's very layered, it's very nuanced. And
Okay,
I think
yeah, nah, it's kind of like
realise-
it's also a contextual thing, right? Like if you're asking someone, hey, do you think that girl over there is hot? Yeah, nah. It's kind of in that context. It's kind of like a maybe. Or hey, do you think you can bench? I don't know, 150, 200 kilos. Like, yeah, nah. It's like I don't actually fucking know.
that Aussie slang is very subtle, it's very layered, it's very nuanced, and I think so many tourists really underestimate Aussies. You know, like Hollywood.
This is why when I know I'm talking to people who are not Australian and I want them to understand me, I kind of cut back on some of that because it takes quite a bit of time to wrap your head around how some of the nuance works.
It has depicted Australians as very two-dimensional, as the comic relief, as the happy-go-lucky person. No, but they are so much more nuanced. I would know because I'm married to one. As soon as you can get used to this dry humour, this irony, and you can learn to laugh at these things, you're going to have a much better time here than getting yourself into a tizzy all the time because you don't understand something.
That is the most British way to say getting angry. Getting yourself into a tizzy. Or would you like to be a little tizzy? If you weren't sure he was British, there you fucking go.
No, that sounds really unhelpful because it's like, oh, it's easy for you to say you've been living here for a while. What about me? I don't know the sayings and things, but you'll pick them up and, you know, just be patient with yourself. You will learn these things. And most Aussies are very, very welcoming to tourists and they will want you to pick up these sayings as well because they'll think it's really fun. Number 6 is don't clap when the plane lands. I regret to tell
What? Wait, people... Is this a weird, like, British thing? Is this like people in like, the US cinema clapping when the movie ends? What? Hold on, I need to look this one up. Clap when the plane lands. Here... What? What? Just because it's a common amongst who? I always thought of it as a US thing. Maybe it's a US thing. Here we have a map made by some random guy on Medium. So as you probably would know, it's... Wait, according to this map, it's not a US thing. I've never even heard of this being a thing that people do. Anyway.
Tell you that so many Brits do this when we're on our 2-week, you know, summer holiday to Spain, to Mallorca, to Greece. The Ryanair plane lands on the strip and everyone's like...
To be fair, if you're on Ryanair, I probably would clap as well. Yeah, okay, fair enough. If you're on Ryanair, I would clap as well. It is a US thing and it's weird. Yeah, I know in the US you guys also clap when a movie ends as well. Which is also really strange to me.
Like, woo, let's get the holiday started. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, I'm like, Australians don't do this. It's especially not going to go down well if you're on a long haul flight, which I'm assuming you will be if you're flying to Australia. Everyone's just going to think, what? Obviously be yourself,
Yep.
have fun, have a laugh, but respect other people's personal space, and that includes noise. Just know what room you're in. If you're on a long haul flight, if you're in the doctor's office, if you're in the supermarket in Australia, don't be loud and brash and obnoxious.
This is actually one of the interesting things. A lot of people are very loud and obnoxious, but it's a very... context matters, right? Like, if I'm going down, like, Hindley Street, which is our club street in the city, if you're walking down the street where every single fucking store is a pub, a club, or a McDonald's, everybody there is fucking drunk, right? Like, everybody there is going to be loud. It's going to, like, that's fine. But I go to the gym. I'm in the fucking sauna. And there's these kids who are like, oh, let's be as loud as possible. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to punch you in the head. The movie one makes sense, as that was how you were supposed to watch movies at first. Again, this is a US thing. Wouldn't Ryanair charge people extra to clap at the end of the flight?
You will stick out like a sore thumb, and, you know, Aussies might even say something to you if you're being too much as well. Some exciting
Oftentimes they won't. They'll just think in their head, I'm going to punch you in the head, and then not do it.
news, guys. If these videos have helped you in any way, I've just released a Patreon. It's the best way to support this channel, connect with me personally, and I give you lots of exclusive content, behind the scenes footage, extended cuts of videos, and I'm also doing live content. Best way to support this channel, connect with me personally, and I give you lots of
Is that intentional? Surely that's not intentional.
exclusive content, behind the scenes footage, extended cuts of videos, and
Oh my god, that's fucking great. Yeah, I don't think it was.
I'm also doing live streams and Q&As. So if that sounds good to you, the link's below in the description. I'd love to have you there. Number 7 is don't skip sunscreen, even on a cloudy day.
Yeah, no one's gonna look at you weird for that, but you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that.
Number 7 is don't skip sun.
Do you want to get sunburned? Do you want cancer? Put sunscreen on or wear long sleeve clothes.
Sunscreen, even on a cloudy day. I've mentioned this
Probably
in
wear
other
a hat
videos.
as well.
UV here will destroy you. It does not care. Australians have one of the highest cases of melanoma, of skin cancer on the entire planet. You need to be wearing SPF 50 sunscreen. Anything less is not good enough. And
Sunscreen. In fact, not a bottle of lube.
I've got lots of Aussie relatives who have had skin cancer cut out of them. It is a horrible experience for them. It is not fun at all. It's very painful and costly. And you see it every year when the tourists flock here for the summer. They'll be on Bondi Beach and you'll see some British guy who is red as a tomato because he hasn't put on a single drop of sunscreen. He's been out on Bondi Beach all day and his skin is peeling. This is so bad for you.
And this is why we have had this ad, I believe it's since 1981. This is the one that I saw as a kid. That's quiet. Let me get a louder version. Here we go. Here's another version of it.
Slip, slop, slap, Seek and slide, have fun outside, but don't get
fried.
fried. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, slap
Slap
on a hat, seek shade, slide on sunnies. Simple as that. Slip, slop, slap. Seek and slide, have fun outside, but don't get fried. Slip, slop, slap. Seek and slide.
This is an ad that everyone in Australia has seen. It's very catchy, it's very simple, and it gets the point across. There is not a single Australian that will not be able to remember slip, slop, slap, seek, and slide. Like, it's fucking ingrained into our heads.
Now, I didn't fully understand what...
It's kind of like it's like a Russian sleeper agent, right? Like, we hear that tune, and immediately our brain knows exactly what's happening. Our brain goes in to slip, slop, slap, seek, and slide mode.
UV scale meant until I started doing research on this. So anything below 3, still, I'd recommend wearing sunscreen, but is safe to go outside in and enjoy your time. Anything over UV3 is technically dangerous levels of UV. Now, obviously, we can't just put our life on pause. We are going to go out, but especially if it's over 3, wear factor 50 SPF sunscreen. A lot of people are like, oh, the chemicals are really bad for you, aren't they? Well, it's most likely that the skin cancer will do far more damage to you than any chemicals you'll find in sunscreen. And if you're that worried about the chemicals in the sunscreen, you can splash out a little bit more and buy some zinc-based sunscreen, which is a lot more natural and healthy for your skin. That's exactly what I use on my face whenever I leave the house in Brisbane, and it works like a charm.
Okay, yeah, if you're in Brisbane, yeah, fucking do it, for sure. Brisbane has two weather patterns. Sunny, cyclone. That's all you get.
A really boring, overprotective parent for you right now, but trust me, wear your sunscreen. Number 8 is don't underestimate how far nearby really is. So Aussies are used to distance. If you've ever looked at Australia on a world atlas, you will see how
Yes, nearby is like a fucking hour drive away. It's like 100 k's away. It's not that far.
Huge the continent is. It's massive. When I'm flying the layover from Singapore to Brisbane, most of that flight is just flying over Australia. Just to put it into perspective how incredibly massive Australia is. So a 1-hour drive to a British person is quite a far way because...
Melbourne is nearby. Melbourne is not fucking nearby. Melbourne's like a fucking 16-hour drive. Shut up. A chemistry professor of mine didn't like the chemicals in sunscreen. He suggested wearing long sleeves instead. See, that works. If you don't want to wear sunscreen,
no, you're only
don't do that. Yeah. I'm American. I drive almost an hour to work every day. How much of that hour is traffic though? Because we don't really have long traffic. It's just shit's really far away. Like, at most, you have traffic that slows you down 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes at, like, the worst of it.
Driving 1 hour unless you want to get to a completely different part of the UK.
At least
to
for
an Aussie,
South
that's
Australia,
like down the road.
Melbourne.
An hour is like very typical to go visit somewhere you like. And I say this because tourists will try to squeeze as much as they can into the day, and you might get advice from someone on your hotel reception that, yeah, oh, this place that's really fun to go to, this tourist destination, is quite close, and then you're in the car and it's an hour and you're like, oh no, we don't have time for this now, and we don't have time for our restaurant booking. So make sure you do your own research on where the locations of your activities are, and make sure you use things like Google Maps and Waze to properly map these out, and
I
so
don't know
you
what
know
Waze is.
the distances, because Aussies have a completely different concept of distance here. Also, they use kilometers instead of miles, which is crazy. Number 9 is don't brag about your home country.
I'm kind of mixed on this one. A lot of people won't really care, but it's just like a weird conversation to come up. Like, if someone asks you, like, if someone's like, hey, what's the Philippines like? Hey, yeah, go right ahead, tell me what the Philippines are like. But it's a weird, like, it's weird as like a conversation starter. What if your home country is glorious Nippon? Please tell me about Nippon. Yeah, it's like unless someone asks you about it, it's just kind of weird to bring it up.
Hey, you've flown all this way, you've been on this massive long haul flight, you've booked all of your accommodation, you've got your visa sorted, you've spent all of this money to be in this beautiful country called Australia, just to brag about your own home country. Aussies won't find this endearing, they'll just find it really annoying. In the same way, you shouldn't tell Aussies that New Zealand is better than Australia. Even
Okay, I'll give you that one. Don't say that. Do not say that unless you want to get into a fucking argument.
if you think it is, they don't want to hear that. You're in their house right now. Don't come into someone else's house and go, oh yeah, but Dave's down the road is way better. So it's just not going to go down well if you do that. And look, you're flying all this way to meet incredible people called Australians. Why not make friends with them? Number 10 is don't swim outside of the flags. This one can kill
Yeah, this is one where it's like, if you do it, no one actually cares, but the flags are there so you don't die. Yeah. So swim in the flags.
The lifeguards on larger beaches like Bondi Beach, they are professionals and they have put those flags there specifically to keep you safe if you go in the water. There is a much higher likelihood in Australia of sharks, of riptide currents, which can sweep you away.
Jellyfish. Can you tell people Tassie is better? Most people don't, you know, most people kind of like Tassie. Tassie's cool. Okay, here's the thing, right? This is kind of different from state to state. If you tell someone in South Australia that Victoria's better, that, New South Wales is better, they'll probably say, fucking probably sure is. So, there's a joke in my state that every time a global tour happens and there's like an Australia part of the tour, they never visit South Australia. That rock-looking fish in the pails with deadly neurotoxin. Yeah, that as well. Yeah. The sharks honestly are kind of like, the sharks don't matter. The sharks won't bother you. Jellyfish don't give a shit. They got no fucking brain. They're just like, if jellyfish comes near you, you just get jellyfished. Sharks tend to avoid people. Unless you're a surfer, and then you die. But yeah, in my state, anytime there's an Australia tour, my state's usually skipped. It's so rare that we're actually included.
Away until you're swimming and you burn yourself out into exhaustion. And the riptides, they are invisible unless you know what
Riptides are a big deal. Sharks don't matter. Riptides and jellyfish are the big deal.
to look for, and you have a lot of experience in Australia. But if you're only going for a few weeks, you probably won't pick that up soon enough. So only
Better yet, don't go out far enough that you need to worry about swimming. Like, you're not in a fucking pool. Like, don't go out so far that you can't walk back. I don't understand people that go out so far that, like, you need to swim back if you're in the ocean. It doesn't make any sense to me.
swim in between the flags.
These people are
if the
psychos.
lifeguards call you back onto the beach, listen to them, take action immediately. This is no joke. The sea here is completely different from the sort of sea that you'd be going into in, you know, Cornwall or in Spain. It's completely different. And again, this comes down to Aussies' inherent respect for nature. If you don't respect it, it could kill you. So if you want to avoid
Yeah,
awkward
should be right.
moments like these, or even worse, offending somebody here in Australia, then there's one more video that you need to watch. It's 11 things you should never do in Australia. Go watch that right now, and hopefully it will save you a lot of hassle
know if
like
we
it
watched
did
that
me.
one at all.
Thank you so much for making it this
Oh, I'll put it on the thing. I'll watch that another day. We're not gonna watch that today, but
far to the end. And if you have, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps to support the channel out. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
I like this guy's videos. They're always a lot of fun. It's nice to see a video about Australia where someone actually kind of gets it. Like, I've seen so many videos about Australia where, like, they bring up these things that don't fucking make any sense, that don't matter. But, like, this guy actually seems to get it. Going to bed now. Good night. Take care. Catch you later. Catch you later. It's so fun to watch these types of videos about your own country. Yeah, it is always fun.